What is happening, YouTube? Cowboy here, and welcome back to another Heroes of the Storm strategy showcase. And today we are taking a look at Kharazim the Monk. Now, in general, I'm not a big fan of support, but Kharazim has changed that very quickly, giving me a support that is not only a riot to play, but also very powerful. It's high mobility, amazing healing, and on top of that, pretty high damage as well. And I mean, look at that alternate skin. How sick is that? It's like a Kung Fu master. Either way, jumping into our abilities, first up we have Radiant Dash. Jump to an ally or enemy. Now this is your mobility move. You have 2 charges on a 12-second cooldown. This is great to jump in and get that last hit on someone trying to escape, jumping and dropping in that last-minute heal to keep someone alive, or even jumping out of combat if your own life is at risk. Moving on from there, we have Breath of Heaven. Heal nearby allies and grant movement speed. Now, with only an 8-second cooldown and being an AoE heal, this has very quickly become one of the most powerful healing tools in the game. So much so that I've been seeing Kharazims put Rhaegars and Malfurions to shame. And that's saying something, considering they're 2 of the most dominant healers in the current meta of the game. Moving on from there, we have Deadly Reach, my personal favorite. On your next basic attack, your attack speed and range are increased by 100% for 2 seconds. You basically turn into Bruce Lee and just beat the hell out of whatever you're targeting. This thing shreds towers, keeps, mercs, heroes, doesn't matter. Awesome, awesome ability for single target burst. Moving on to our trait, this is what makes us so unique as Kharazim. Now we have 3 different choices here: Transcendence, Iron Fists, and Insight. And depending on which we pick, with our every 3rd basic attack will have an effect. With Transcendence, we'll end up healing the lowest health nearby allied hero. With Iron Fists, we'll do a bonus attack, doing 100% critical hit damage. And with Insight, we'll restore some mana. As for heroics, we have 2 choices, one being the offensive, one being the defensive. The first, of course, 7-sided strike. Become invulnerable and strike 7 times over 2 seconds, each strike hitting the highest health nearby hero for 7% of their maximum health. Now this is a pretty powerful ultimate, especially when you single out a hero, because you can basically instantly bring them down to 50%. But despite that, we are going to be going with Divine Palm, the clear support option. Protect an allied hero from death, causing them to be healed for 500 damage if they take fatal damage in the next 300. Now the way Divine Palm actually works is when someone's about to die, you put it on them. If they take enough damage that would kill them, they go into stasis, and then they receive a rather large heal, usually putting them back up to about 50 to 75% of their health. So, we're going to jump in, go over to our talents real fast, and show you what he's all about. Now this is going to be our general build. There may be small variations, and of course we'll elaborate as we go into the game. But first, we're going to be going Transcendence. At 4, we're going to go Protective Shield, or Foresight if they're stealth heroes. At 7, we're going to go for Echo of Heaven. At 10, Divine Palm. At 13, Fist of Fury. At 16, Circle of Life. And then at 20, Storm Shield. Now this is pretty much the standard build that I run on Kharazim. As I mentioned, obviously there are small variations. If I'm going against Zeratuls or Novas, I like to pick up Foresight just to get that little reveal, because it usually, you pull a Zeratul or a Nova out of stealth, and it's usually bad news bears for them. If I find I have a team that doesn't stick together well, I'll usually take Blazing Fists over Circle of Life, or on the other hand, if I'm up against a very high CC team, I may go for Soothing Breeze. But either way, we got our match. Ooh, and we have double support, no tank. This will be interesting. Let's see what we're up against. Now, with double support, I may very well go 7-sided strike, only because of the fact that there's 2 supports. But we'll see. It depends what we're up against. If we have heroes that have high kill secure potential, stuff like Nova, Kel'Thas, Zeratul, we'll end up probably switching it up and putting on Divine Palm just to give us that extra little bit of sustain in combat. But we'll see what the other team has first. Really can't stress enough how awesome this guy is to play, though. I've been having an absolute riot playing him. And I mean, I'm a person that doesn't play support often. Like, when I get support dailies, I usually do, like, DPS Malfurion or something goofy like that, just because I'm not a big fan of the support role. And Kharazim actually makes it really fun to play support, so kudos to Blizz. I think they did a really good job at developing Monk. Now if we can just get the game to load up. There we go. So, Kharazim, Kael, Abathur, Nazebo, and Illidan. Might be able to go 7-sided strike. Either way, to start, we're going to be going for Transcendence. Now, I have gone full DPS builds with Iron Fists, and ultimately, my findings at least, is that the damage you could put out with Iron Fist isn't really enough to justify taking it. I mean, at the end of the day, you're still support, and you're not going to be able to do as much damage as a well-played assassin. So, ultimately, I feel Transcendence is a better choice that will give us more sustain. Insight, ultimately, I just find it unnecessary. I think if they changed it so that Insight restored mana to you know, lowest nearby allied heroes, similar to how Transcendence does, it could be worth it. But in its current state, it just doesn't do enough because you don't really have mana problems to begin with. Like, you have to be using your abilities non-stop to even come close to having mana issues as Kharazim. Big burst into him already. Back up behind these guys. And you can see every third hit how we have that little ray of light coming onto us. And that's our Transcendence healing us on up. And obviously that has great synergy with Deadly Reach, allowing us to pop Deadly Reach in the thick of combat and actually getting a pretty sizable heal from him. If he manages to get a stun, I'm going to do some big damage on that Kel'Thas. Actually quite hard to out-sustain a Kharazim in lane. You just there's so much self-sustain coming in. And really the only thing this hero lacks is AoE. Alright, so let's go on up. Let's see that health just rising on up. And it really does build up quite a bit over time. It's very powerful. He also has great solo potential on elites like this. Nope. Oh. Didn't want to leave during my Deadly Reach. Because of your trait. And on top of that, popping Deadly Reach, you pull in quite a bit of healing, allowing you to very easily take out these bigger guys. Did they have a tank? They did not. Okay. Alright, so here, they don't have a stealth. We are going to be going Protective Shield here. Just all in all, it's a solid support with ability all the time. You know, you can't really go wrong with Protective Shield. Might go for the other one down here. Might just solo it real fast just to prevent them from getting it. This is mine, Illidan. There we go. So right there, as you can saw, good use of Radiant Dash, just getting out of combat. We're going to be taking the Terror. Don't really want Nazeebo or Kale taking it since they're both very strong and pushing already.
How wonderful for you.
Go up top, drop down a plant for them. Taking this keep down.
Choose attack. Fort destroyed.
Alright, I'm gonna rush out of there. Get down here. We're gonna be going Echo of Heaven here. I do like Way the Hundred Fist. It's a very, very cool ability, don't get me wrong. But ultimately, Echo of Heaven is going to be the superior choice 95% of the time. Just because that second heal you're getting is huge. We got 12 seconds. I can rush down here and probably drop another plant before I die. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, got that plant down just in time. Yes! That's great right there. Like, the more people that use mobility like that to assist you, the better, because that's your thing with Kharazim, being able to jump out real fast.
personal.
Heal them on up.
Such a weak flesh. Better to be
Go. Kill.
double kill. Choose a talent. Night crawls heroes. How I love to see my guardian remains behind.
Okay, I'll go Divine Palm. Alright, so we are going to be going Divine, it looks like. Let him take Bloodlust, that'll be pretty hilarious healing. See where our healing is at. 18,000 healing already. 18,000 compared to the 8,000 on their Kharazim.
For the glory of evil.
You can see right now we haven't even gone back to Fountain, and we still have, you know, almost half of our mana pool left. So that's his mana issue. You know, you don't really have a mana issue. You know, you could, like, I haven't had to go to a Fountain, but I can go to a Fountain purely just to get mana.
Double kill.
Ah!
The result of your efforts, heroes. Bring my terror to life.
Actually, I did go to the Fountain once just to grab the Terror. And it's turning into a blowout. Doubling their Kharazim ceiling. Jesus.
Killing spree. Why do you delay? No terror lasts forever. Nicely done. The terror shall sap the life from your enemies.
Alright, so here we're going to go for Fists of Fury. Now, out of the other choices here, you know, the movement speed from Radiant Dash, we're not going to really need it. I have seen some people picking up Spell Shield and Relentless, but ultimately I don't feel they're worthwhile in comparison to Fists of Fury, because that's going to make it so that we have basically 3 seconds on our ability, which doesn't seem like a lot, but 3 seconds is actually pretty fucking powerful considering how fast we're attacking. Away, Kale.
Excellent. Your enemy's terror is but your terror. My plants run.
There's our stasis. Boom! Back to full health. Well, not back to full health yet, but after we pop our Breath of Heaven heal, we will be. Clear out these guys real fast. That's the one thing. I mean, you have great single target, but you don't really have AoE. So while you can sustain against a wave for a long time, you're not going to clear it very fast. Get out out of here, little Abathur.
Draws near.
Nightfall. Some 36. Are you ready for some?
Surround him. There's no escape.
Double kill.
Your best was easily defeated.
Mayhem.
Tingles.
The Shamblers rise. Slay them.
Right. So typically, oh, do I really need it? Oh, no, I'm debating. Because Circle of Life is a great pick. Basically 10% for each other hero in cast range, which would help quite a bit. But considering we're lacking DPS here, or not DPS, but we have 2 supports, I think I'm going to go for Blazing Fists. Which this will basically, as you can see, the cooldown is affected by Blazing Fists, so that when it's done, you basically have 3 hits to do before you can do it again. So this definitely is a DPS increase for Kharazim, quite a significant one. You know, with that in mind, as I mentioned, the superior choice 90% of the time is going to be Circle of Life, but because we have 2 supports here, I've decided to forego that and instead up my damage.
The terror awaits. Come, take its power.
Head on back, grab that terror.
It's over for now, but don't get too comfortable. The infested will return again. There, your terror has come to life. Use it to harvest.
I'm already at 40,000 healing. I don't think I really need to increase that anymore.
Pushing up daisies. Double kill.
Stay back. Keep this thing alive as long as I can. Ooh, with the bombs. Oh,
Double kill. Enemy team double.
get that guy.
Your team. My plants are run.
No escape.
Double kill. Keep destroyed.
For the glory of Uther. Your technique is flawed.
We should recruit these mercenaries.
I really do love his skin. Like Jade Dragon.
You've collected enough.
That's the other thing too. Even without that talent, just having the second Breath of Heaven for 50% after 2 seconds, that alone increases the healing of this by such an absurd amount. Like that's probably the one talent that you don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like Wave 100 Fist is pretty awesome, but I mean, Echo of Heaven just so powerful. So at 20, as I mentioned, the standard here is going to be Storm Shield. Compared to our other ones, Epiphany, unless you're doing a Radiant Dash build, which isn't really like a thing, you don't really, you won't get that much value out of Epiphany. You know, like the mana restore can help, but we don't really have mana issues as Kharazim to begin with. As for Peaceful Repost, this is alright if you're not very good at using your Divine Palm, because it'll make it so that if a person doesn't die, it comes off cooldown within 6 seconds, but with just a little bit of proper timing, you'll learn very quickly when to use it and when to not. If you do do go for 7-sided strike. Transgression is a decent choice. 4 additional times, that equates out to about 30% more health being damaged. So right there. Did pop my Divine Palm. Didn't quite need it, but it was pretty close. Either way, we'll heal up real fast just to beat this and popping right to heaven. And that's a GG. 15 minutes in, 20-16. Pretty much a blowout. But very good team play there. I had teammates giving me nice opportunities to jump out. Managed to stick together with them, get some good healing in. 20-0, not too shabby. Only 3 deaths total on the team. I mean, obviously I had high siege damage, but I was grabbing the plant. As you can see, hero damage not too bad either at 14,000. Obviously, we didn't quite keep up with Tychus or Nazebo or Kale at all for that matter, but we did pretty good. And on top of that, 55,000 healing done. A great number. So once again, just to go through our talent picks real fast. Transcendence as a standard choice, Protective Shield, Echo of Heaven, Divine Palm, Fists of Fury. Here we pick Blazing Fists, although getting the 10% increase is usually the standard choice. And then of course Storm Shield, just to get that shield on everyone since we stay very nicely grouped up. So either way guys, thanks for coming on by and checking out the Kharazim build. I know there have been quite a few changes to heroes, so there will be a new Kale build coming out. I know you guys have been waiting a long time, but Kerrigan will also be getting a new one. And then aside from those two, I'm not sure who else I want to do yet. I've been thinking about Tyrael. I just picked up the new demonic skin on him. It looks totally good. I love the rework of this. But either way, we are done for now. So thanks for coming on by, and we will see you guys in a couple of days with another updated Heroes of the Storm build video.